We want to get reaction now from this big donor who is backing Donald Trump, media mogul Stanley Hubbard. And you are writing Trump a big check, right?
That's right.
Can you tell us how big?
Absolutely.
How big is big?
Oh, 6 figures.
Okay, all right. Why do you think so many of your fellow billionaires remain reluctant? Is it the tone of the campaign? Is it that they want to see polling get better? What's the big hang-up right now from folks who traditionally write those 6-figure checks but are waiting?
Well, I think a lot of people didn't get what they wanted. You know, I'm not exactly jumping the joy over either candidate, but I'm a realist. And I know that if I go with the one candidate, there's going to be more regulations, which cost consumers money and slows down the economy. I know that if that candidate picks a judge, we're going to get a judge that's probably going to take the country in the wrong way. And whether I like Donald Trump or not, he's the only choice I have, and I'm a realist. I have to go with the best choice. I think he'd pick a good Supreme Court justice. I think he'll get rid of a lot of regulations and throw out a lot of the nonsense. And I have to stand by him and do what I can to help him. So do you think it's a form of immaturity that the others are so wedded to the idea that he's not a pure conservative? Or is there any merit in the idea that, hey, we'll sit this one out based on principles that are more important to us than party and reload for 2020? Well, first of all, I'm not going to call anybody immature. We might have some disagreements. But hopefully people will come around to realize that we have 2 choices. One choice is more of the same, or one choice is get rid of a lot of the nonsense. And I don't think anybody is so stupid as to say we'll wait until the next election. This is today, and this is 2016, and these are big decisions, and we have to go with the person who will do the best job for us. And I tell you, Trump might turn out to be a great surprise in a positive way.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's interesting that you say that, because I think he's surprised people in a lot of issues so far that it's not sort of dying a wool, But now, having said that, did Donald Trump approach you at all, or was this just a decision that you made based on your conscience and the fact that you want a pro-business president?
He has not approached me, but I remember when Ronald Reagan ran for president, we used to hear the same thing. No international experience, he's not qualified, baloney. All you got to do in there is go in there and clean out the mess and stop the nonsense.
Does Donald Trump, or would you suggest to him, if you had his ear, and, with a 6-figure check, maybe you'll get a moment to talk to him, bend his ear a bit, what role does he play in maybe trying to persuade some of these folks? Because I think some of these fence sitters could be persuaded.
Well, I've had to persuade some people, and I always get down to the bottom line. Who's going to select the Supreme Court justice? Are we going to pile regulations on top of regulations which cost the consumer money and just waste everybody's time? Or are we going to get somebody in there who's maybe a little off the wall but knows what has to be done? That's Donald Trump.
Right, but does Donald Trump, should he get on the phone? I read somewhere where the RNC gave him a list of 10 donors to call. He called a couple of them and didn't call back. In other words, how much elbow grease should he put in this effort as well?
He should put a lot of elbow grease in this effort, and he ought not to sit back and think that he's so great and wonderful that he's going to get all the airtime he needs and doesn't need advertising. Television will decide the election, and the person that has the money gets the most television time. Simple as that.
Stanley, what do you make too? You've got 60 members, GOP House members that won't say if they're going to back Donald Trump. You've got several who say 14 that say flat out that they won't. And you've got governors almost every day this week. A new governor, Republican governor, said he wouldn't back it. Isn't that also something of an impediment to raising money when you have high elected officials coming out against the candidate of the party?
Of course it is, and I think what they better do is, the term I use is smarten up. If he's going to be the nominee, we better get behind him, work together, and win this election.
Is there enough time between now and November, even though it's late in the game, to catch up on the money, to catch up on the television, and to right the ship?
I would think so.
All right. Well, Stanley Hubbard, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. When I run for office, I'm going to give you a call.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon.